This is Katie from the Office of Financial Aid at Winthrop University. We know you'll have a lot of questions as you begin navigating the financial aid process, so we hope to address some frequently asked questions in this presentation. As always, if you have any questions or concerns about financial aid, please do not hesitate to contact our office. If you filed a FAFSA, you should receive a notification that your aid offer is ready to view in Wingspan. If you haven't reviewed your offered aid in Wingspan yet, please do so at your earliest convenience. Many students have questions about their eligibility for grants after viewing their initial aid offer. The FAFSA helps us determine if you're eligible for grants, like the federal Pell Grant. While all of the information you put on the FAFSA helps us determine if you will receive a Pell Grant, your family's income plays a major role in determining your eligibility. The lower your family's income, the better chances you qualify for Pell. Even if you didn't qualify for the Pell Grant this year, we still encourage you to file a FAFSA every year as your information and eligibility could change in the future. The Pell Grant isn't the only type of need-based aid we award. We do have other need-based programs like Work Study and South Carolina Need-Based Grant. Unlike Pell, funding for these other programs is limited, and unfortunately we can't award each student who is technically eligible. We award these funds on a first-come, first-served basis until our funding is exhausted. Having an early FAFSA file date each year gives you the best chance of being reviewed for these programs. The FAFSA opens each year on October 1st, so we strongly encourage you to file your FAFSA as close to the October 1st opening date as possible. And then remember that filing a FAFSA is an annual process, so you should mark your calendar to file each year. You may have been offered scholarships, grants, loans, and other aid in your initial aid offer. However, it's never guaranteed that you'll be offered enough funding to cover your balance. In fact, many students have to pursue additional funding to ensure their balance is paid. So in terms of additional aid, you should continue your search for outside scholarships. They can really add up to help with the cost of tuition. You can use internet searches, but keep in mind that scholarships listed on internet databases are open to a wide pool of applicants, which can lower your chance of being selected for the award. We suggest checking with your high school guidance office and in your local community for scholarship opportunities. These are generally open to a smaller group of people, so check with churches, employers, clubs, civic groups, etc. to see if there are applications available. You may also have some opportunities for additional aid based on your major. So if you're an eligible math or science major and have the Life or Palmetto Fellows State Scholarship, you could be eligible for a $2,500 scholarship enhancement in your sophomore year and beyond. To qualify for the enhancement, you must meet the renewal criteria for the Life or Palmetto Fellows Scholarship, whichever one you receive, and earn at least 14 hours of math or science credit in your freshman year. While the enhancement can't help with your cost in your first year, we do like to mention it to freshman students because you have to meet the hours requirement in your freshman year alone. If you don't earn the 14 hours of math or science credit in your freshman year, you can't be considered for the enhancement in the future. If you're in an eligible major and a state scholarship recipient, we will automatically review your eligibility for the enhancement at the end of your freshman year. If you're an education major and plan to teach after you graduate, you could apply for teacher aid like the Federal Teach Grant or South Carolina Teacher Loan. Both of these require years of teaching service after graduation. Typically, you have to teach in a high-need area of study in a high-need geographical area for a certain number of years to have the funding forgiven. If you don't fulfill the teaching service requirement, any funding borrowed under these programs must be repaid with retroactive interest. So for that reason, we only encourage students who are confident that they'll teach after college to apply. The applications for both of these programs will be linked on our website. So what if you determine that you need to borrow a loan? You're automatically awarded some federal loan funding when you file the FAFSA. So most freshman students are offered $5,500 in federal student loan funding for the year, and your eligibility for federal student loans increases slightly as your grade level advances. If you accept a federal loan in Wingspan, make sure that you complete entrance counseling and a Master Promissory Note, or MPN, at studentaid.gov. Both of these are requirements for first-time borrowers of federal loans, and will receive an electronic confirmation once you've completed those requirements. Your options for an additional loan include a Parent Plus or private loan. The Parent Plus loan is a federal credit-based loan, and if it's approved, it will be in the parent's name and can never be transferred to the student. Parents can request a dollar amount for the school year or request that we process the maximum amount allowable. If the parent is denied, we can still offer the student an additional $4,000 unsubsidized federal student loan because of the denial. Many families consider this option because funding will result with either credit decision approved or denied. The Parent Plus application will be available at studentaid.gov in late spring, and parents should apply using their parent FSA ID and password. Private loans are credit-based educational loans that are offered through banks or other private lenders. Students can apply for private loans, but most will likely need a cosigner to be approved. It's also an option for parents, other relatives, or anyone who wants to borrow a loan on the student's behalf to apply for a private loan. While we can't recommend one lender over the other, we do have a lender list on our website that could be helpful if you're interested in pursuing a private loan. Alternatively, if you don't want to borrow loans, you can decline your federal loan offer in Wingspan. Be cautious of using the Accept All Offers button in Wingspan if you want to avoid borrowing those loans. This button will accept all aid automatically. Instead, use the drop-down boxes next to each type of aid to make a decision on the awards individually. For example, you can accept all scholarships and decline the loans. If you choose to decline loans or to not pursue additional loans to help cover your balance, you can set up a payment plan on any remaining balance that you have. The payment plan option will be available once you receive your first billing statement, and you can set up payment arrangements in Wingspan. Payment plans are managed through Student Financial Services, which is Winthrop's billing office. You may contact them with any questions about payment arrangements. If you don't know yet what type of aid you want to use, you don't have to make a decision immediately. However, we want to remind you that only aid that has been accepted in Wingspan will be factored into your first bill. So for this reason, we suggest you make a decision to accept or decline your aid offer in Wingspan before July. Instructions for how to view and make a decision on your aid in Wingspan are posted to our website. You do have the option to accept a partial amount of an offered loan if you decide you don't need the full amount. And if you would like to change your decision once you submit it in Wingspan, please contact our office. You won't be able to make any adjustments in Wingspan itself, but we can help you make those changes. You can expect to receive your first billing statement in July, and then any balance that is not covered by accepted financial aid will be due about a month later in August. If you plan to pursue an additional loan, like the Parent Plus loan or private loan, to cover your balance, we want you to do so as early as possible. Loan processing time can take 2 to 3 weeks, so waiting until you get your bill to apply for an additional loan may mean that funding won't be added to your account in time for the fee payment deadline. When applying for loans in advance, you may need to estimate your balance to help you determine what loan amount you need to request. If you need help estimating your balance or determining what loan amount you should request, please don't hesitate to contact our office and we can help. Also keep in mind that you'll be billed per semester. If you're requesting a loan for the year, you will need to multiply the amount you're requesting for fall by 2 so that both semesters are covered. It's important that you monitor Wingspan and your Winthrop email for updates about your financial aid. Check both of these platforms frequently, learn how to use them, and let us know if you have any questions about how to find your financial aid information in Wingspan. If you receive duplicate emails from our office, like emails requesting missing information, please contact us so we can help you figure out what's going on. We probably need your help to finalize your financial aid. In the event that we are requesting information, it's important to resolve that missing information quickly. So please monitor your email carefully for these requests and let us know if you have any questions at all about what we need. You can check for missing requirements in Wingspan under Financial Aid Eligibility, and you should keep checking this tab even after you submit the requested items. There's always a chance we'll request more information later on. We will be available all summer, so please contact us anytime you have questions about your financial aid. The best way to reach us is by email at finaid@winthrop.edu. We look forward to having you as a Winthrop Eagle very soon.